Hi, I'm Chrissy, and this is my Ford Focus and my tiny teardrop trailer, and I'm traveling across the United States to start a brand new life, and I'll be documenting everything here. Final day of journey. I have about 8 hours left, and I had a bunch of frost on my windshield this morning, but I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna be to North Carolina today because I am really done with traveling for a couple of weeks. I'd like it to warm up a little before I keep going. Okay, more later. It finally got cold enough for me to try out my little heater. And it's taking up 141 watts. But it's working. I've got it on low, and it's getting warm. Cool. First update. Last episode will be the one where I talk about the Grand Canyon, I think. Since going to the Grand Canyon, we made a mad dash to North Carolina. Just drove. Didn't really stop except to sleep and get gas, and just kept going. And the reason being that I was helping my mother's friend get here. They are older couple, not used to traveling, so I drove and they followed behind so that they didn't get lost. Once we got here, I had to take everything out of my trailer because a couple of bolts were loose on the bottom of my trailer. When I got the trailer, I even said to my now ex and to the guy who was selling it to me, oh, I should just reach underneath there and tighten those bolts every once in a while, right? And everybody said, no, it'll be fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I'll show you that here in a sec. My car and my trailer. The car actually weathered the whole trip pretty well. The springs still need to be fixed, so I'll be doing that soon. The trailer, here's one of the bolts. So there are 4 of these bolts that go all the way through and hold the trailer to the actual utility trailer itself. And they're all coming out. There are 4 of them. 3 of them are missing the lug nuts. One of them still had the lug nut on it, but it was already coming loose. So I have that I need to fix. I want to put a little shelf right here since I'm not using this space. I've got some plans for that space right there. And I need to make this more functional because the way I had it, it was really hard to get underneath of there with the bedding on it. So I think I'm going to cut it so that the bedding doesn't go all the way across. I'm going to cut it about here and put a hinge there so that this part stays flat on the thing and the other half can be opened. And that way it gives some room for the bedding to just fall behind it and I don't have to worry about that part. My shelf, it made it with one little screw that didn't stay together. The rest of it did pretty well. Yeah. I even got to try the heater once, and that worked too. So it's got some mess in there right now because, well, I just emptied everything out. The only other thing that was annoying was the LED lights. They're cheap lights from Harbor Freight. So the batteries didn't last very long in them, and they started getting really dim. But I had, where is it? But I had this one. This one worked pretty well. It folds down or extends, and it has 2 settings and then a flashing, which I don't care about that. You can use it as a spotlight, and then it has a solar charger on the back, and it also has a charging port right there where you can actually just hook your phone to it and charge your phone, but also you can hook it to the battery and charge it that way. This, Keysen, this was actually a very good purchase. It's what I use most of the time to light my little trailer up, because it worked better than any of the other lights. This is just a Honeywell. It also worked very well. I only used it one night because the rest of the night I was actually pretty warm in here. But that one night, it was nice to have. Thing that happened, I don't know if you can tell, but that's a little damp right there. There's a little tiny leak somewhere in that corner. So I'm going to have to pull back the layers here in the corner and find it and seal it up. But considering that's a little tiny leak, if over time it would be bad, but right now, no big deal. It'll be easy to fix. So get my window in, get my other window on that side, and fix that leak, fix the bed, put in a shelf, and then I'm off and traveling again. Now that I'm here, so I've got the trailer taken apart, ready for me to finish it, and I'm staying in my mom's house. She just bought her new trailer, and I am staying in one of the rooms. I've already decorated with some of my artwork. I have a little air mattress, and I have a closet filled with my boxes and things. And I also have a floor filled with stuff right now because I'm in the middle of figuring what goes where and sorting things out and doing all that. So it's going to take me a while to get back into the trailer and fixing it because I have to wait for it to dry out a little here first. And while I am waiting, I think I'm going to be doing some crafting stuff and using up some of my supplies. And then eventually, I'm posting some of it on Etsy, so I'll link that below. And then, yeah, just trying to get my life back on track. The nice part is out here in North Carolina, housing is very cheap. I can get an apartment for $500 a month, which is a quarter of what it costs for an apartment in Seattle. Even working at, I don't know, Home Depot or something, starting wages don't seem to be that bad, like $10 an hour or something like that. Some of them $12 because people are not working. They have the same problem out here that they do everywhere else. They can't get enough people to actually work. So if I do that, I can quickly save up money, and I could probably even buy a house out here because they're so cheap. You can buy a house in North Carolina for $100 grand, maybe a little bit more, depending on how nice a house you want, or how much land, or how far away from town you want. Yeah, it's a new world, and I miss a lot about Seattle. I miss my friends. I miss my ex, but I'll survive out here. I just have to find things to keep me occupied and something to live for again, so that I can enjoy time out here, not just survive. And I think that's the trick, right? I don't want to just survive anymore. I want to enjoy So that's what I got. Welcome to North Carolina.